Yo, what's going on?
Gang, gang, gang. What's good?
Welcome to that All Elite Hour with your boy. Another episode of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I'm the boy House, aka the Big Bad Booty Daddy, and today I'm joined by my new co-host, my permanent co-host, my man, the King, Mother effing Reezy. Going on, brother?
I'm doing good. Appreciate to be here with you. Appreciate to be here with everybody.
It's always an honor to talk wrestling with you, Reezy. You already know that. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different. Every week we talk about AEW and talk about this and that. So today I want to do something a little different, Reezy. If you agree with me, I want to ask you because we speak about this a lot, me and you. Um, if you was in control of AEW, what would you do differently? How? What would you do? Like, would you make? Who would you put? Who would you have as the face of the company? Like, what would you just do differently, man? The floor is yours. Go ahead, Reezy.
Well, one thing I would start with is I'll get rid of the politics backstage. I'll try to figure out what's going on, how to make, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How to fix certain situations, hire some new producers, hire some um hire some more, you know what I mean? Hire some more producers backstage and stuff. And also, I would change the writing. I would change the writing. I would definitely change the writing of the show. And I would book them, and number one, I would book them in smaller arenas. Because one thing
Okay.
with AEW, their attendance is low because they go with these larger arenas that isn't for them.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody can fill up arenas like that. Not
Mm-hmm.
everybody can do that. So I would go to smaller arenas, not too small, but much smaller than what they're doing now. And I believe they will pack shows a lot better.
Yeah.
Because AEW, I mean, they have their issues, but they're not bad enough to where they should be low attendance like that. They shouldn't
Yeah.
be
They're
low
not bad
attendance
at
like
all.
that. So yeah, they need to fix that number one at all. Do smaller venues. I think that would definitely help them.
Yeah, I was to me and you talk about that a lot. How they should do smaller venues, like how Ring of Honor used to do and stuff like that. I like what you said. They're not putting out bad product for them to be having these shows looking like that. Like they're doing great with their. They're doing better with their storylines. The matches are great matches. Some of the stuff, Tony is just putting people together. You're like, oh, okay, like, what's going on here, Tony? Like, but besides all that, the quality that they're putting out there and the stories that they have going on, like the MJF and Bullet Club Gold, or the Better Than You, Baby, all that stuff that's going on right now, the stories are good stories that should be selling out arenas, if you ask me. I believe if
Yeah,
that, if whatever, with the, I believe if that Better Than You Bebe was going on on WWE side, they'd be doing bloodline numbers.
yeah,
You know,
they would
I
definitely be doing that. And also we can't forget they're also on a sports network.
yeah,
So when sports season comes, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, they're in a fight.
yeah,
And that's going to be hard to fix on television. You know what
and
I
that
mean?
and that's and then right now they got all three going on. You got basketball season just started on Tuesday. You got the postseason for baseball still going on. The World Series about to start, and NFL. You got the NFL. The playoffs in NFL is about what 8 weeks away, I think. And then hockey's going on right now. It's going to be rough for AEW.
It's going to be very rough, and that's where streaming comes in. I think AEW would do better on a streaming service, or most likely it would. This may hurt them. I'm not saying they should do it. They could book it more like sports to where like some days it may not. They were doing it before where like some days it may not come on a Wednesday. They still do it, but sometimes it may not come on a Wednesday or come on this day. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
But certain days of the week, like I said, like there's not too many days of the week you can keep switching to.
Hmm.
Like Monday isn't gonna work. You know what I mean?
Like I was telling you that I gave you the NBA schedule. Tuesday, I think national televised games is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
National televised games like ESPN and TNT.
Oh yeah. I mean,
But you know what
yeah,
else I'll
but
do different? You know what else I'll do different there too? I will start paying more attention to my homegrown talent instead of
that's what they.
every time a WWE guy come, have them skip the line. I don't like that.
Well, it's not just that. I do feel like AEW has a really stacked roster over. I don't feel like they need to be signing anybody.
No more big names.
No, no more big names. Not even they don't even need the smaller names. They don't really need anybody. Like they didn't really need Edge. You know
No,
what I
they didn't
mean?
need Edge. They didn't need
I
Edge.
feel like I feel like they're just signing everybody. They're picking up people like candy. They're just signing everybody that looks good. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
they didn't need that. I feel like I feel like that's one of their issues. They keep signing everybody, and they don't need to do that. They don't need to book. They also don't need to book themselves in bigger arenas like we talked about. I think there's a lot of things that need to change. And as far as homegrown talent, I mean, people like MJF, Darby Allen, Will Hobbs. You know what I mean? These people were there from day one.
Don't forget Warlow.
Warlow was there from day one,
Every
and
time they bring him up and give him that push, it's like they pull him right back down that ladder. Like, nope, sorry, sir. Try again. Now they're
oh yeah,
doing it again with him. Hopefully this time they do something with it. Because we need that MJF Warlow part two. And then, you know what I'm mad about? They got Kenny fighting MJF on Collision, bro. That's a pay-per-view caliber type of match. And you're gonna give it to us on Collision with no story. I mean, if you watch BTE, you know the story behind that and all that stuff. With MJF about to break Kenny's reign of, I think it will be the longest AEW champion ever, right? I think Kenny's the longest reigning champ ever in AEW, right? Really?
yeah,
I think he had like 200 and something days or some shit like that. 100 or something. I
yeah,
think it was 257 days or something like that.
yeah.
But they're giving us that on Collision. That's a pay-per-view caliber type of match. But hey, who am I? I'm not a book. This is why we do what we do and they do what we do. I guess I'm not. We not bookies, so they know
No,
better
we're
than
not
us, right?
bookers. Yeah,
They not.
right, right. They're not bookers.
They know better than us. But another thing, I would
Oh
like for
yeah.
Tony Khan to stop doing everything. Stay off social media.
Okay, so and that's another thing, and then I'll get to what I was gonna finish what I was saying. When you're a businessman, a promoter, a booker, you know what I mean? You got all he's Tony Khan's a very rich and important person. You
Yeah,
don't
we know.
understand that. When you do that, when you go on social media, you make yourself look like a fool. You make yourself look like an idiot.
Yeah.
That's stuff we should be doing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying it's good. That's stuff we should be doing.
Yeah.
He's fanning out, acting like one of us. No, because what that does is your talent, the people that work for you see that and they think that's cool for them to do too. Because you're their boss. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, I don't look up to my boss. No, you don't look up to your boss. You don't look up to your boss, but you look up to. You look up to your boss because he's the person you answer to. He's the person that's supposed to be better than you. He's the person that's supposed to be more mature than you. So you look at him for things. So if your boss, if you're not supposed to be doing some of that work and your boss is doing, you're gonna think, yeah, I can do it too.
Yeah.
My boss smoking weed and doing all this at work, I can do it too. So when he goes on social media and he goes on these rants and trashing people that work for him, trashing his competition, and whining on the internet talking about
Something he's not
ratings.
even ready to do. He's not ready to go to no
Right,
war with WWE. I don't care about how much.
right,
It doesn't matter about how much money is in your bank when it comes to that. They've been here. They done this
yeah,
before. They know what it's like. They know what they got to do. If they wanted to, they probably could take them out of business if they wanted to.
yeah. But WWE's bigger than that. They
They're
don't
bigger than
really.
that. They're not bullies. I mean, they are bullies. You see what they did to
Yeah,
MLW and stuff like that. You know, if
yeah,
they wanted to, they could have went that route with AEW. You
but
know,
they're at the thing point now. WWE's at the point now where
they're like helping them. They're letting them use all their legends. Oh, you want RVD? Oh, you can use RVD. Oh, you want Flair to come out there, 74-year-old Ric Flair? Yeah, take him.
I mean,
They're
with
gonna use a lot
WWE,
more. A lot more guys that they bring back for Sting are gonna be WWE legends. They're gonna bring back Muda most
so
likely. AEW for
yeah,
Sting's retirement
so
tour.
it reminds me of a skit off American Gangster where Denzel walks in the club and the guy's selling basically his product with a different name.
Yeah. I know you're
And
talking
he
about. You talking
says,
about Nicky
my
Barnes. Yeah,
product, he says it's a brand name.
yeah.
You
Blue
can
Magic.
sell it like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can copycat, but people are always
yeah.
going to buy me. That's WWE.
He said, I don't
WWE is
care
such
if
a
you call it.
brand.
I don't care if you call
There you
it
go.
Blue Dog shit. Yeah,
So with WWE, they're such a brand name. They're up there with MLB, NBA. If you go to anybody who has never watched professional wrestling in life, an old white lady, anybody, they're gonna say, "You mean WWF, Hulk Hogan?" They're
yeah,
not gonna know what AEW is. That's how big WWE is. So they're not bothered by AEW.
yeah,
Now they may get irritated. Irritated and bothered is two different things.
yeah.
So I look at AEW should do their own thing. So I think AEW could be here forever. Look at TNA. People were praying for them to go out of business for years and years, and 20 years later they're still here.
Yeah, TNA been quiet in the cut. They don't do no this and that. They know they role. They know they place. They know they're not on W. They know they're all trying to get to WWE's level, and they know
Exactly.
TNA probably would never be that level. But people
Yeah,
know
I
what
mean,
TNA is. People know what TNA is. You understand what I'm saying? Like you say TNA, the
yeah,
wrestling fans, they gonna be like, oh, AJ Styles, Beer Money, Team Canada, America's Most Wanted. Oh yeah, I know about TNA, EC3. Even if they say EC3, or even if they bring up Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, it's still TNA. Kurt Angle and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. TNA
yeah.
gave us
I mean,
Come on, TNA gave us Kurt Angle, man. We can't ever talk down on TNA because the Perk Angle era was probably one of the greatest eras in wrestling ever. And I'm saying, I don't care what anybody says. I'll put that era against any of your favorite wrestlers era. There's nothing beating Perk Angle. The things he was doing off them perks. Shawn Michaels was doing a couple things, but he wasn't doing Perk Angle things, you know? And I think Shawn Michaels was on the booger sugar. I don't think he was on the perk. I think he was on that cocaine.
yeah. Oh
Cocaine.
yeah.
The
I
cocaine.
think Marty Jannetty talked about that
Yeah,
too.
he was on the
Him,
cocaine.
Michael. Yeah.
Like Dewey Cox said, cocaine. You know, but
Yeah,
yeah,
man. And it's incredible, man. I feel like fans aren't understanding that we are in a wrestling boom. We are in a wrestling boom, people. We have WWE, AEW, NWA just got a TV deal.
yeah. Even though people don't watch that, but yeah,
Impact just went back to TNA,
yeah,
which I can promise you, I believe the next deal is to get is Access TV is probably going to be in more homes.
yeah,
That's the next deal. So I mean, this is big. This is big. This is a lot of options for wrestlers to sign to, and also at the same time, people that's on these overstacked rosters, they're going to be looking at these other promotions like, hey, I can go over here and I can get more work. I can get more opportunity. So that's also in the water. So we got to see what happens. But as far as AEW goes, I just think there's just not even a handful. There's just a small amount of things they just need to fix and they'll be good. I just think they need to be themselves, need to worry about themselves, and nobody exists but you. Just do you.
yeah. That's what they was doing in the beginning. They were doing them.
Yeah. And now
Earlier,
they're trying to be like everybody else coming into play.
yeah, like early. I was about to say early TNA, but Early TNA too, but early AEW, that's what probably my favorite moment. Like the Kenny era, the Hangman era, the Moxley's first title run, yeah. But then when they started giving him the title again and again, I'm like, all right, they milking it. They milking this Moxley shit. Like Moxley's good, but come on now, 3-time champion. Come on. But like I was saying, the only thing, a lot of things I would, the first thing I would do different is stick to my homegrown talent. It worked with TNA. It's working with other promotions. Look at MLW. Come on. MLW is on fire. You can name at least 3 to 5 guys off the top of your head of MLW that could probably be in AEW or WWE right now. You know? Um, that's the only thing I would do is stick to my homegrowns, my swerves. I mean, they doing it with MJF. They giving Swerve his little push right now. Hangman, they doing it with Hangman. Hobbs is finally getting it. Warlow's finally getting Warlow's getting it again. I would like to see more. I would like to see more guys like Malachi Black. Like I mean, he did pop up last week, right? Didn't Malachi Black pop up last week?
I think so. I
He
just
attacked.
wish he would have got his
He
chance at the
attacked
belt.
somebody last week. Who did he attack? He attacked a
I don't,
baby face last
did he?
week. Yeah, by himself. Like he's going back to singles run. I don't know who the hell did he attack. Was it Brian? Oh, Brian Danielson. Yeah, it was
Okay.
Brian. It was Brian Danielson. He hit him with the Black Mass kick. Yeah, it was Brian Danielson. Yeah.
I mean, I wish Malachi Black, you know, I wish he would have got a bit better opportunity because I think he's definitely world. I wish we had a title he would chance at least at the world title. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
Has he ever
Malik.
even? Yeah.
He was one of mine. That's one of mine. He's top one of my in my top 5 ever. You know, I put him at the Bray Wyatt. It was Malachi Black with me, with him, and then Cesaro. You know, and then Dolph. And the fifth
Yeah.
one was a toss up. The fifth one was a toss up. Was either, you know, they're not doing nothing with my guy Luchasaurus, but you know. Anyway, that's another
No, they're
story.
not. They're not.
Matter of fact, let's
You
talk
know.
about that. We're gonna get on that because I never speak about Luchasaurus deserves his flowers. I don't care. A lot of people gonna laugh. Listen, if y'all don't know Luchasaurus from Lucha, go to Lucha Underground days, man, and watch some Luchasaurus matches. You know, and then
Well,
get
I
back
ask
at me, man.
people. Yeah, I ask people all the time. I be like, okay, everybody talk about Luchasaurus. And it's like, well, Luchasaurus has he ever? He's entertaining, right? Luchasaurus is always entertaining.
I
I
believe
mean,
so.
he's not that bad in the ring. I don't think he's ever hurt anybody. Is he the best in the ring? No, but I don't believe Luchasaurus has ever hurt anybody in the ring. He's not Ryback. He's not Goldberg. So I don't understand people's hate for Luchasaurus and what he's been doing, what he did with Jack Perry and what he's doing with Christian. He's always been a good sidekick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's always been a good. He's never. You know what I mean? He's always been a good side piece for people like that. So I think what he's doing with Christian is great. That's like Christian's new time code.
yeah.
I don't know what happened to time code. It was crazy because it was like everywhere Christian went, even if it was a different promotion, time code followed him. He was always with him in WWE. When Christian went to TNA, time code followed him. I'm like, oh yeah, these two dudes.
Tyson Tomko. He
Ice
had
and
a
time code.
he had a good look.
I gotta look him up and figure out what happened to him.
He definitely had a good look.
Oh
Not gonna
yeah,
lie. He
I
was
gotta
alright
look
in
him
the
up and
ring.
figure out what happened to him.
He was alright in the ring. But yeah, though, yeah, he is a good sidekick to Christian. I think he needed more ring time. You know, you put him in the ring with them little guys. He does alright with the little guys. And his matches with Darby are pretty good. Like you go back and watch his matches with Darby, and even the match he had with Jungle Boy. I think that was at a pay per view, I believe. their feud. I think they only had one match for their feud, but go back to those matches. He's pretty decent, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's the best
Yeah.
big man out there, but I
I
think
mean,
he's
when you
pretty
look at
decent.
big men in wrestling, like really tall,
I think
you can
I know
count
he's
on your
better than
hand.
Big Bill. He's better than Big Cows.
Yeah.
You know, in fact,
Yeah. I mean, Big Bill, I mean, I think he went to AEW because his girlfriend was there, or fiance or whatever. Because I feel like when he was in TNA, when he was in TNA, like it looked like they were gonna push him for the belt.
yeah.
Like he was doing good. He looked great. He was doing great. And then he went to AEW, and now I mean he's rarely on TV. And when he is, he doesn't do much. I think he went there because his fiance or girlfriend.
Well, he's
He's
the
with
tag team
somebody.
champion now.
He is.
Yeah, him and Ricky
Oh, that's
Starks.
great for him. Then I take that back. That's great for him. That's great for him.
Him and Ricky Starks are the AEW tag team champion.
That's great. But at the same time, I think that and this is no knock against them. This is the thing where I say where AEW just throw tag teams together because I thought Ricky Starks was a great by himself. I feel like Ricky Starks is another one that kind of not necessarily held back, but he should have
Yeah,
been TNT champion. He should have been TNT champion at least. Ricky Starks, Warlow, Will Hobbs. You know, um, there's some other day ones. There's some other day ones.
I've been on the Ricky train. I think Ricky should have been world champion for a while.
I like Ricky.
Like Ricky, yeah.
Um,
I like Ricky. I like Ricky. I know. I think Ricky better than Cody.
yeah,
I think,
Ricky
think a lot of
Starks.
people better than Cody.
Ricky Starks, and I don't know what you're thinking about this. I said in space. I believe Ricky Starks is a younger, to WWE's mind, Ricky Starks is a younger
Younger who? Randy Orton?
LA Knight.
Oh,
And the reason I say that is because yes, LA Knight is hot right, but a lot of people ask, well, why don't you just give him the keys? I don't think they give him the full keys to the house because of that.
because of his
And
age?
he's yeah, because of his age, and not just because of his age. He's been around so many other places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They look at it like, this guy's what? Almost hitting 40. He's been here longer than here. He's not, even though Ricky Starks is their guy, LA Knight is not the. Ricky Starks is what, in his 20?
I believe
Uh,
so. I think he's like
yeah, he's
28.
like, yeah, 28 in his late 20s. So, yeah, to WWE, it's like we could get Ricky Starks and do what we're doing with LA Knight to Ricky Starks. That's how I think WWE thinks. Because I do believe if Ricky Starks went to WWE, they're pushing him to the moon, and LA Knight might be forgotten. And I wouldn't want that to happen. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying what could happen. Like, would you think they'll do something like that? Like, what do you think of that? Like, LA Knight, Ricky Starks. Like, would you compare the two? I mean, they both got incredible mic skills. Like, I got their mic skills neck and neck. LA Knight and Ricky Starks, they're neck and neck.
That's an interesting question right there.
When it comes to ring ability, neck and neck. I think they'll put on a classic. I think those two would tear the house down.
I'm gonna go with
People,
damn neck and neck.
people,
I'm gonna go. I
yeah.
would go with LA Knight over.
Ricky,
Yeah.
okay. And also, one thing they got in common, people compare them both to The Rock. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I get that. My group chat does that. They call him Stone Cold and The Rock combined.
oh yeah,
But I'm gonna have to go LA Knight, man. LA Knight is that guy right now.
I
But
agree because I was an LA Knight guy before Ricky Starks.
like you know who else I like, and I hope he doesn't fall off, man. I hope Austin Theory and this Grayson Waller thing. They looking good as a tag team. I was telling people that when they first happened, I was like, oh, that's gonna be good. I'm liking them as a tag team, Waller and Theory effect. The Waller and Theory effect. I'm telling you, that's what they should call themselves. But listen, I like that tag team, and I wish that if things don't work out for Austin Theory, can you imagine what he can do in AEW?
Mm. You
Theory
know
in
what?
AEW, imagine that.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Imagine that. Austin Theory versus Ricky Starks. Cooking. That could be your world title feud right there.
Yeah, but I think WWE they want Austin Theory to be their future. But I do like Austin Theory and Grayson Waller tag team. I think that's money.
Hell yeah, I think so too. They both talk. They could both go in the ring. I
Yeah,
hope they might
and
put
they
the
got
tag titles
chemistry.
on them.
They got mad chemistry. That should be their that's their future tag team. Keep them two together. Because at
They
the end
might
of the
put the
day,
tag
both
titles
of
on
them,
them.
yeah, and at the end of the day, 10 years from now, them two are gonna be
The
them two are gonna
faces.
be in the main event. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
could
they
see them.
gonna be main event in WrestleMania's house. I know Theory is for a fact. Waller, he just got to do a little change that ring gear. I think he just got to change his ring gear.
Yeah, Theory got to change his ring. I agree
No,
with that.
no,
Grayson
not Theory.
Waller's
Waller.
cool.
I think when you like Waller's ring gear,
What does he wear?
the boxing shorts, they dress like Mark Mero.
Oh, okay, the boxing shorts. I heard about that. Okay, yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah, the shorts do gotta go. I think Theory could change his up a little bit too, but yeah, definitely Waller.
All right, so let me ask you a question, right? Sting's retiring, Reezy.
Okay.
You've been watching wrestling for a long time. Give me your one of your greatest Sting. What made you a Sting fan? Like, what was the first memory you have of the icon? What made
Sting.
you a fan? Like, what was your favorite Sting moment?
It was the night. I can't. It may have been a Nitro. It may have been a Nitro. He was It was when he was in the rafters and he came down and beat up the NWO. He was like gone for a long time.
Yeah,
This may have been the first time he wore the crow face, man. I don't remember. But he was gone for a long time. And the NWO was in the ring, and there's these vignettes going on with somebody coming, and Sting ended up showing up, and he beat him up. That and also his match with Hogan.
oh, with the Starcade with
Yeah, I like that match. I
yeah,
know there's people who don't like that match. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've heard people who don't like that match, but I like that,
yeah. It was
which is
the
also a
ending was
match
kind
with
of the ending was kind
yeah.
of like wow, okay. The
I
ending
didn't
was
like.
the
Yeah, the ending was mad, but I liked it. I mean, I liked it. I liked it. I mean, I didn't complain much about wrestling back then when I was a kid
hmm
because back then when we were telling people we were younger and we were kids, like what we got is what we got. We didn't have social media. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Only thing we got was when we went home, when we went to school, and we talked to our friends about it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
And
So I don't
magazines.
know, man. Oh yeah,
And magazine. That was
I
about
read the
it.
shit out of magazines, man. I had Raw magazine, SmackDown magazine, Pro Wrestling Illustrator.
Yeah, I would say for
I
me,
had all that.
like my first memory of Sting. Damn, I'm gonna have to go back to surfboard looking Sting. I remember
I
him.
remember a
I
little
remember
bit.
him beating Flair for the first time,
That was a
and
great match too.
when he was surfboard Sting. It was just the look that caught my attention. I seen it. I'm like, wow. Because, I see the face paint. When I first see the face paint, the first thing I'm thinking as a kid, oh, maybe Ultimate Warrior. I'm like, oh, it was like, well, he looks like Warrior a little bit, or Legion of Doom. It wasn't too many people doing face paint back then. Not baby faces at that. Excuse me. But yeah, but my favorite moment of Sting, I'm not gonna lie, I was a big fan of the Wolfpack. When Sting joined the Wolfpack, that was my favorite moment. That was one of my favorite moments of Sting when he joined the Wolfpack. That was one of
I
my favorite
loved
moments.
seeing when he joined the Wolfpack.
And then I loved when he had the copies, when he had everybody, all the fake Sting walking to the ring that time with the NWO. When he had all the fake Stings walking through the
Yeah,
crowd, and they didn't know which one was the real Sting. And then when they finally did that when Buff Bagwell hit him and then he didn't fall down, Buff Bagwell started doing his little strut. The crowd goes crazy. Sting takes off the fake mask. We see the face paint. It's the real Sting. Tony Schiavone, it's Sting. You know, and crowd goes crazy. Scorpion death dropping everybody. Baseball bat. That was like my favorite moment. One of my favorite moments of Sting with the fake stingers. That was a great moment. I liked when he came down and took DDP up into the rafters. That was another great moment when DDP was getting jumped, and then all of a sudden Sting just comes out of the sky, full speed. I'm like, oh my goodness. Then he takes DDP up in the rafters with him. I like how they didn't have him speak for like 6 months too. That was like good. Like he didn't say nothing. All he did was point his bat at you, and that was it. He didn't speak nothing, and I like that. And if it wasn't for Scott Hall, we would have never had that. We can't give Sting all that credit, because
and that
Scott
wasn't
Hall
a
brought that idea, the Crow idea, and you know,
R.I.P. Scott, and that wasn't the only thing he came up with. Scott
yeah,
had a creative
yeah.
mind, man.
Scott was the man, yo. Scott was the man, and it's crazy that they said he never wanted to be world champion. It's crazy. I don't believe that. I got to look into that more. Maybe we get Cody on the show. Maybe get his son on here.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Scott, man. I mean, he had a creative, but that wasn't the only thing he came up. We came up with some other shit too. But I mean, with Scott, I'm surprised. It's
Yo, do you think? Let me ask you something before you go on with Scott. Do you think the Sting thing could have worked without the NWO?
yeah. So you talking about the white and black, the crow face paint?
Yeah.
Yes, but the question is, he would have had to have for his rivals, he would have somebody, you know what I mean, that helped kick it off because he couldn't do it by itself. So if it wasn't the NWO,
Yeah.
I say this because they were buried in WCW, but they shouldn't have been buried. So I'm creating a world where they weren't buried, and that was the Horsemen. If there was no NWO and we replaced the Horsemen with the NWO, it would have worked for that because Sting was originally the Avenger. He was the Avenger. He was the person. He was his old character died. Surfer Sting died and was reincarnated Crow Sting. So his job was to come and destroy the NWO because they were the bad guys without everything, kind of like the Crow movie. So you can do that with the Horsemen because let's not forget the Horsemen once upon a time was nothing. Fuck. I don't know how WCW messed that up because, but yeah, it would have definitely worked for the Horsemen. Um, as far as WWE goes, I mean, he never went there, but let's say he did have the Crow thing. DX would have been perfect.
DX would have been perfect for what?
If the Crow Sting was created in WWF in some world, Crow Sting coming after the DX would have been perfect.
You think so?
I think so. Crow Sting beating the crap out of D Generation X. But see, the thing with Sting though, Sting never was to me. Sting was never a fit for WWE during that time. I always thought WCW was perfect for him. I didn't want to see him go anywhere.
You think he would have fit after the buyout?
Yes and no. Yes, but I don't think they would have knew how to book him. I think Sting going to WWE that they turned to around that time, they wouldn't know how to book him because when everybody came over, they didn't know what they said. They didn't know what to do with everybody. I think Sting would have got lost in the shuffle. He probably would get booked in some comedy stuff. He look what happened to DDP. Look what happened to the NWO. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't have looked good for him. So I don't think that would have worked. TNA was perfect. People can say what they want, but TNA was perfect. TNA
Yeah,
was
TNA
perfect.
was he had a good run in TNA. Yes, I like
Yeah.
Joker's thing in TNA was fire. I forgot about that too. Joker's thing when they let him do that Joker's thing, that was lit. I love that. When he just come pop up in certain moments and just to be doing bugged out shit. I used to love that. I'm not gonna lie. That Joker's thing was good. That was like another reincarnation. He needed that because he was once again he was kind of getting dry. The white and black thing was the Avengers thing was kind of getting dry. You
Oh
know.
yeah.
Being
And
he
Sting
always
always
knows reinvents himself. He knows how to reinvent himself.
that's what I was gonna say. Sting always reinvents himself. Always.
He
Even in
keep the
AEW,
same
he
look.
reinvented himself.
Yeah, he keep the same look, but he knows how to reinvent himself.
Oh yeah. He's had a lot of and he always changes his face paint up a little bit. Like when he went to WWE, WWE wanted him to come in as Crow Sting, and he changed the Crow look up. You know what I mean? Because WWE wanted to own that look. He was like, "Nah, I'll just give you a look that looks kind of like it, but it's not." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Sting. I do feel like they had a missed opportunity with Sting. Um, he should have beat Triple H. Um, and honestly, it should have been him and Taker was probably hurt around. I mean, it's just he came at the wrong time. During that time, everybody he came up with was gone. Kane was already retiring. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There was nobody really around for him. He was, you know what I mean? So I mean, I just feel like that last run in WWE, I don't think that should have ever happened. Um, Ric Flair showed up in AEW. How you feel about that? And
I
Rick's
hope they
also
don't.
talking about
I hope
Rick's
that's not
also
his
talking.
last match.
Oh, I hope not either. Rick's also talking about wrestling again. He said on his pod that he wants to do another tour I don't know why, but I mean,
A tour of what?
another final match tour. He wants to wrestle with him. He
Yo,
said he wants to wrestle with him.
Rick need to stop, man. He barely made it through that last one.
He self talked about that. He said, he said, yeah, man. He said, I don't know. He said he started off good, but he don't know what happened after that. He got dizzy and passed out, but he was like, he had some drinks before the day before the match. Like he went out to the bar with his friends and stuff. And I'm like, Rick, at like 70 something, you almost 80 years old. What kind of friends you got is taking you out to the bar to get drunk before work? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like them ain't your
he
friends,
don't hang
bro.
around nobody his age. You know that.
Right? It's like who is you hanging around with?
Come on, the Nature Boy, man.
Yeah, he was talking about he said he went to the bar, had some drinks and party. It's like, yo, like what is you doing, Rick?
That, that's
You know, it
nature.
hits different when you older.
That's nature for you, bro. That's nature for you. You know, he believes that he turned that into a reality. It was supposed to be his character on TV, right? But it
Yeah.
turned out to be him.
Well,
It's him.
yeah, that's why, we say that we tell people, Rick is the nature boy in real life.
Yeah.
When you see Rick on TV, that's Rick.
Rick's still clubbing. Rick's still clubbing. He out there. You know, you catch Rick at your local. You heard? I seen him on a podcast. He said he talking about some clubs that he be at. Where I think Rick live in Tampa. So he was talking about some clubs that he be in. Talking about all the young college girls be there. And I'm like, yo, Rick need to chill, man. Like he need to stop. He sounds crazy right now. He's about to sound like leave. He sounds hungry, like a little predator. He talking about
I'm
these
just
young
happy
girls.
him and Vince ain't had no parties together back in the day.
We don't know that. The Netflix
We don't
documentary.
know that. You're right. They is best friends. We don't know. I'm just happy we ain't heard about it. I should say.
I'm sure him and Vince had a couple of rendezvous. You know, they've been around the block together a couple times. I'm telling you, him and Vince, him and Vinnie Mac on the town. I'm telling you, limousine riding, jet flying. You know, they was out there. Vinnie Mac and Rick slapping butts. He was out there. Donald Trump probably was with them too.
Oh yeah.
You know, the Three Musketeers. The Three Musketeers. But now, man, yeah, it's time for Sting to retire. I think this is the retirement that he should have had the first time. I think. You know, it didn't the first time it didn't go out the way he wanted it to be. So he's probably getting what he deserves right now. I'm just a little bit skeptical about this last match thing. I hope it's not nothing to do with Flair or Muda. I don't need nobody. You know, send him out right. If it's gonna be against Darby, uh, so be it. Maybe it's gonna be against Christian. We never know. I don't know, but
It
maybe they
might
bring
be.
Lex Luger. I would like to see Lex Luger come out on TV and speak. You know, we haven't seen Luger on TV in a while. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, yeah, Sting, man, he's one of the greats.
Yeah.
He's one
And,
of the
and I
goats.
don't like, you know, I see the Shake Rugers and it's like, fuck, this is Luger?
Yeah, Luger's messed up, man.
Fucked up, man. Sad.
Yeah, Rick's still clubbing, son. He's out there clubbing.
Yeah,
Rick
man.
Flair out there
I
clubbing.
tell
Woo!
people with some jeans, I don't know what's in Rick's jeans, but like there's not too many people his age that's doing what he's doing.
It's crazy what
Drinking.
Christian. It's crazy what Christian said last night. Christian said if there was a God, Ric Flair would be dead. Yo, that shit had me dying laughing. I was
Oh
crying when he
yeah.
said that. He said, man, if there was a God, Ric Flair would have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember Rick said on his podcast, I think I can't remember whose podcast it was on. and it was asking about social media if it was
Hmm.
around during his heyday. He said,
Yeah,
"Man, if social media was around in my heyday, a lot of us would be in prison right now."
yeah, he said that. That's
He was like,
crazy.
"Yeah." He said, "We'll be in prison or dead right now." That's what he said. We'll be in prison or dead
Yeah,
right
I
now,
remember
man.
he said that. I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you mean by that, man? Make boys start investigating shit now. Prison or dead. What y'all was
Cause
doing back
they
then?
all did some stuff, man.
I need to know what they was doing, Reezy. That's what I need to know. I need to know what they were doing. Prison? That's
Like a lot of them
crazy.
still, and y'all know, Tony, Atlas has said it recently too. They asked him, he said, they asked him, how many people know about what really happened with Bruiser Brody? He goes, yeah, there's a couple of us still here today. And I can tell you, nobody wants to talk. Nobody, they're afraid to talk about it. He said, I
Mm.
won't even tell you everything. So
Yeah,
I was like, dang, bro. I'm like, man, they must have went through some stuff back in the day.
that Bruiser Brody was crazy though, the way he died.
No.
Well, they cut his throat, right? I think they cut Bruiser's throat, I think. Right, Reezy?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they beat him up and did it. I think so. Because he was with Tony and them, I think. And he was like, I'll be right back or something. I got to watch the
Somebody
Dark Side
called
of the
him.
Ring again.
Yeah, he said somebody
Yeah,
called him into the shower or something like that. He had a beef with somebody. He,
it was in
Reezy,
Mexico, wasn't it?
no, in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was in Puerto Rico. And they said Puerto Rico was crazy during that time.
Yeah.
Like they told them they had to get out and leave. But he said he thinks it was a cartel hit. I remember him saying that. And that's sad.
Yeah, that whole Bruiser Brody shit is sad.
Was he wrestling for Vince at the time?
I believe Vince's father was in charge there.
Yeah, but Fritz's father was in charge. That's what it was, Bruiser Brody. Yeah, man, that's sad, bro.
I think. I could be wrong. I gotta look that up. Get back to you on
No,
that
'cause I
one.
think Vince took over Yeah, yeah, Vince took over. Yeah, later on. But yeah, I mean, uh,
You don't expect stuff like that to happen in the wrestling world. You know what I'm saying? You expect, somebody get hurt in the ring or something like that. You know, that comes with any sport that you play. He had a beef with a wrestler. It was a wrestler that was there. He had a beef with another wrestler on it. I forgot who it was. I gotta watch Dark Side of the Ring again.
yeah,
He had
he
a
was
beef
getting
with a
into it
wrestler.
with some crazy people over there. They said, I believe.
No, he had a beef with a wrestler. It was a wrestler. I think he beat him up or something happened previously. And this is how the dude retaliated. They ended up stabbing him up in the shower or something like that. I gotta watch it. It's on Dark Side of the Ring. They got an episode, season one of him, Bruiser Brody. Unless they took it down, but definitely gotta check that out. Again, if you didn't see it, definitely check that out. It's on Vice TV. I was about to say Spike TV. But yeah, man, like I was saying with Sting, it's gonna again it's proper. He's getting his proper send off, man. I'm grateful. We knew the retirement was coming. He been said it. This was his last year, when he re-signed with AEW. So I'm glad, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna get emotional with Sting retire. I got emotional when Shawn Michaels retired. I think Sting was one of my guys. It was Hogan and Sting for me. A lot of people was Hogan Savage. It was Hogan and Sting for me when I was a little younger. I was a little stinger. I never painted my face like Sting though. Only when he joined, when he turned into the Crow. When he turned into the Crow, yeah, I was painting my face and shit like him, and walking around and shit on Halloween. I was
Yeah, I
painting
did
my
that
face like,
too as a kid. I did that
yeah,
too as a kid.
I did that. Everybody's like, "Yo, who you supposed to be, the Crow?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm Sting." They like, "Who? Who the hell is Sting?" You know, I had to put him in the Scorpion Deathlock or something like that. Who the hell is Sting? You mean who the hell is Sting? you know.
Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, man. But like we was saying, a lot of with AEW, we do a lot of things different and stuff like that. But they've been around what 4 years now.
Right.
I think 4 or 5. I don't know. But the time is flying because when they told me when they had a 200 episode of Dynamite, I'm like, wow. I'm like
Yeah, that
two,
tripped me out too. I'm like 200 already.
you know, and they know they're a little over 200 now. But when they had that 200, I'm like, wow, damn, already. I'm like, damn, time is flying. Time's flying with AEW. Everybody kept giving them that 5 year window, but I don't know. They're going. I don't know, man. Like we saying, Tony, there's a lot he gotta do different. But who are we to, like I said, who are we to tell him, right? I guess.
Right. Who
The,
are we? I mean, it's just like any other, like people that have trouble with basketball. Who
uh-huh.
are they? You know what I mean? A
Yeah,
lot of these billionaires and rich people, they look at us as below them. So why would they listen to us? So I mean,
yeah, yeah. You're right about that. You're right about that, man. But besides all that though, man, I'm looking forward to SmackDown tomorrow. We got SmackDown tomorrow. What's going on SmackDown? There's a lot going on SmackDown, right? I haven't
I
watched
got one
SmackDown
for
in a
you.
while.
All right. So who do you think should win the Rumble?
The men's rumble,
Yeah.
LA Knight, man. Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think should beat Gunther for the Intercontinental title? I say Chad Gable.
Who should beat Gunther for the Intercontinental title? Pete Dunne.
Okay.
Oh, Butch,
Okay.
my
I
fault.
like that.
Yeah, Butch, my fault. Butch.
I liked it. No, I like that.
They want to change him back to Pete Dunne. They got a rivalry, and I think Walter's up on him 1-0 to 1-9. Walter
Yeah.
ended Pete Dunne's United Kingdom reign at the time, the longest reign. So why not have Pete Dunne in the longest intercontinental title reign ever?
That'll be perfect. I like that
That's
idea.
storytelling right there for you, man. That's booking right there. That's how you book, Tony, at AEW. You see that? You don't just bring Okada in from Japan and just throw him on Dynamite in the tag match with no story. The only story there is him and Brian Danielson. That's the only story. That was it. So I take that one back because him and Brian Danielson do have history. I forgot about that Forbidden Door match. Brian Danielson did kick his fucking head in, like I said. But damn, what were you just talking about just now? Oh, you said Gunther. You was talking about Gunther,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
the Pete Dunne, Butch. I mean, I'm not used to calling him, but yeah, I have everybody want Gable and everybody's talking all these other people. Jay Uso. Everybody talking, even Jimmy Solo. But I think even LA Knight would be a good if he can't get the Rumble thing done. I wouldn't mind LA Knight being the next Intercontinental Champion. He'll bring a lot of having him on TV every week with that's guaranteed. Intercontinental Champion on TV every week. I think damn near Gunther is damn near on every Raw. So I wouldn't be mad at that. But I would like to see it to be Pete Dunne because the story there is a story there with LA Knight and Pete Dunne. You know what I'm saying? So I would like for it to be that. I'm not gonna lie. I would like for it to be that. Or that's a fact. We got one more minute. You got anything you want to say before we about to close this out? Really? You got
We
anything you
about
want
to
to say
close
before we
out.
close out?
I just want to say, for just say this WWE for Rollins, do you think the challenger is gonna go for Rollins. Who, if LA Knight won, who would he go for you? Think he would go after Roman? You think he should go after Roman?
Nah, Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Have a little baby face WrestleMania. I don't. Yeah, I like that. And I will have the crowd mixed up. I like stuff like
All
that.
right.
We haven't had that in a while. I think we can
All
have
right,
that.
man.
AEW gives us stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Reezy, let the people know where they can find you at on X.
Follow me on X, Reezy Bags. That's REEZY Bags, BAGS.
Hmm.
REEZY BAGS. King
Hmm.
Reezy. I'm always on social media talking wrestling and movies. So just hit me up, man.
Yeah, y'all can follow me also on X at House. That's it, basically. House emojis with the house, and that's it. You can find me on X at House 86. Um, Thank you for tuning in. Y'all can tune in this Friday at 10 p.m. Side and Maine will be going live to give you a WWE weekly rundown, everything WWE news, rumors, and all that. Catch me again. Oh, catch them on Tuesday also at 8 p.m. I believe, or 9 p.m. One of them. If you should make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, you'll get the alert. But the Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Side Maine, and catch me here next week. Me and my co-host Reezy next week Thursday, right here for another All Elite Hour talk. Once again, I'm your host, House, aka the Big Bad Booty Daddy, and this is my co-host, King Reezy. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button once again. Share this to your wrestling people, to your wrestling friends, so they can see this, you know. And catch us again here next week. You already know the vibes, man. Long live Bray.